Welcome back. He is a trailblazer when it comes to writing for NASCAR, becoming the first beat writer to report on every race in the NASCAR schedule. And he was recently honored by the NASCAR Hall of Fame with a special award. We're happy to be joined in studio by journalist Tom Higgins. He's also an author, and everyone knows him, of course, from the Charlotte Observer. You've been there the longest, probably, and retired recently.
I was there 34 years. I retired in 97. 97.
So 30 years at the Observer?
34.
Man, what a career. And my uncle also retired from the Observer. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah, Doug Smith.
So, but racing, let's talk about your contributions to racing. Obviously, recently you were awarded a special award by the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Tell me about that, and we'll talk about some of the local history here that maybe you've followed in your career.
Well, I received the SQUIER-HALL Award, which is named for the pioneer broadcasters, Ken Squire from CBS and Barney Hall of Motor Racing Network.
So that's a big deal.
Deep honor to have my name associated with them.
And I was reading too, they said that there was no one that had followed all of the careers of the people that were being inducted into the Hall of Fame like you have.
I covered every one of them, and including Rex White, who raced out of Spartanburg. But I started covering racing in 1957, and the Southern 500 Darlington was my first big race in '58.
What drew you to NASCAR? Obviously, like, you know, there was no one that was covering every single race. What made you want to do that and get that beat started on a consistent basis?
Well, I was at the Asheville Citizen-Times, and I didn't want to do it. And they ordered me to go to Asheville-Louisville Speedway. And I was completely lost and scared to death. I was 20 years old. And I climbed this little tower, and there were two guys standing on top of it. It was on the infield side of the start-finish line, old rickety tower. And I knew their faces, and finally I figured out it was Joe Weatherly and Curtis Turner. And they had helmets curled under their arm, and they were passing a bottle of Jim Beam back and forth, drinking it straight out of the bottle. And they didn't have rides that day, but they was taking a car if they could have gotten it. And I said, man, this is a hairy-chested sport. I think I'm going to like this.
I love that. And you're known as being the storyteller, NASCAR storyteller. You've met so many of the greats. Do you have any favorite racers that you've covered over your career? I know it's such a long career and so many people, but do you have any that stick out to you?
Oh, yeah, David Pearson from here in Spartanburg, and then the team owner, Bud Moore, who's in the Hall of Fame, World War II hero. He's great. Cotton Owens from here. Then Rex White, of course, raced out of Spartanburg. And yeah, I've got a cute little Dale Earnhardt story. We were at North Wilkesboro Speedway, and I was sitting at Dale's transporter. They've got a little office in it. Talking to him, one of the crewmen came to the door. Said, Dale, I hate to be a tattletale, but Dale Jr.'s out behind your pickup truck smoking. Dale Jr. was about 10 years old at the time. Dale went leaping out of that truck and said, I'll smoke his fanny. And Dale Jr. saw him coming, and he took off running through the infield. He was dodging between cars and all that. Dale yelled, the longer you run, the worse it's going to get. And the stands were packed. It was qualifying day, and they saw what was going on. They were cheering for Dale Jr. He finally caught him, and he didn't smoke him. He tapped him on the fanny a couple of times.
That's awesome. And, so those are the type of stories. I could listen to you all day, but of course we're running out of time. They can find a lot of those stories in your book here.
Right here, yeah. This is on the first Hall of Fame class. And then these are favorite stories from the 50s and 60s.
Awesome.
And this is available on Amazon.com.
Awesome. And we're going to put a link to the books on our website, studio-62.com. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here with us.
Thank you.
A long career and a great one as well. And we love our racing history here in the upstate, too.
Oh, so Spartanburg was a hotbed.
Thank you so much. Come back and see us again.